Today I'm going to show you how I turn this into this. Welcome back to the channel. This is our brand new van we've been working on for the last few months. It's a 2020 Mercedes Sprinter on the 170 wheelbase. It has a 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine. The van's basically brand new. It only has 2,500 miles on it, and it's now officially up for sale. For those of you who already subscribe, welcome back. If you're new here, let me tell you what this channel is all about. I build vans, we make videos on the process, and provide a ton of information along the way. I'm someone who really cares about the details, and I think it shows in the finished product. I'm not some yoga instructor with dreadlocks living the van life. I'm just a normal guy who likes to travel and build cool things. So if you're like me and you want to learn about building vans or even what to look for when purchasing a van, consider subscribing because we provide tons of useful information. Okay, let's take a look inside. So as you enter, you will see these two light switches here. The bottom one's for the water pump, which we leave on most of the time, and the top one is for the front 6 LED lights. We've got a separate switch in the back for the rear 2 LED lights. Entering here, we've got the dual swivel seats. An additional seat here, which has something hidden underneath it, trash can. And the closet inspired by Gracie.
It was all my idea, guys. The industrial linking pipe.
Tell us about your inspiration for that.
I saw it in like a few clothing stores. Like I think Givenchy had it, and that's what I wanted to do in my room.
Givenchy. Also, when you enter, we have some additional storage under here for dirty shoes or whatever you want to stick under there. So here's the closet area. It's really sturdy. This is steel pipe with these neat little black steel bases. And then above the closet, notice the crown molding. It's throughout the whole van. And to me, it's always about these little details that make the difference. Over here we have a dual burner propane cooktop, and this is like a kind of sink you would see in your house. Built-in cutting board, deep stainless sink, soap dispenser. This pulls out, swivels around. All of the cabinets have the locking hardware. So when you're driving, this doesn't pop open. Same one up here. And once these are locked, you can't open this. Nothing rattles in the entire van as well. See, everything's tight. So on this side, we have the isotherm DC fridge. This pops open. Has a little freezer compartment as well. Holds all the essentials like beer. And below, I have these storage cubes. There's actually 4 of them that fit in here. There's another row behind here. Put clothing or food or whatever you want in there. So one thing everybody wonders is, where is the toilet? And that is what's hidden under this seat right here. So I'll show you how that works. So just simply unlatch these 2 latches. This pops out. And we have a cassette toilet here, which is brand new, never been used. So whoever buys this van, this will be brand new, never used. It's a 5-gallon flushing cassette toilet, and it can pop out of here to empty it, no problem. And we've designed this to sit so you're able to actually sit on it. Actually, I'll have you demonstrate this.
No.
Yeah, okay. So we designed this so you're able to actually sit right into it, and you can see the little lip there is removed so it doesn't block your feet when you sit down. So she'll show you how that looks when you're sitting on it. Beautiful. Isn't that great? And don't worry, this has never been used, brand new. So whoever buys the van, they'll have a nice clean toilet. So now that we've showed you the boring toilet, let me show you the one that I like. This is the hardwired pee funnel, which, let me show you what this looks like under here in the camera. So we have a little hook here, and this just pulls off the hook. Hold that. And you can see the valve here. Turn the valve on, or turn the valve closed, and you won't have any scents coming up from the gray water tank. But open the valve up, you have yourself a beautiful pee funnel. A few sprays of the Clorox, pour a cup of water down it, close the valve, hook it right back on the little hook here. I think that's pretty cool. By the way, this is a unisex shape, just in case you're wondering. This has been tested. So both of these seats open up and have a ton of storage underneath. As you can see, you fit a lot of things under here. And right here you have the switch for the gray water tank, which we just leave open right now because we're just running water through it. But if you want to close it, it's an electronic valve, now it's closed. And then when you're someplace appropriate to empty it, you can just open it, just with the flip of a switch, so you don't have to climb under there and get dirty. So this van has not one, but two of the Max Air fans that each have their own remote. Having two is really helpful. You could have one sucking out and the other one blowing in and create a nice cross breeze on those hot days. They also kind of work as skylights too, and they're tinted so they don't let too much sunlight in. So here we have the Lagoon table mount. This swivels 360 degrees, however you might want it. You can orient the table however you want it. And it also just kind of swivels out of the way. You want to stow it away back here. It pops out completely. Or if you're cooking, you can also raise it up to use as a second prep area in addition to this area here while you're cooking. And it also pulls out to complete the second bed here. We'll show you that in a sec. So the table just has a little knob under here which you unscrew, and then you can just pop it out, and it can be stowed in this area here. You can just pop this out, get this out of the way, and we can make the second bed. So we take our second cushion, and this just completes the second unit. Lay on your side. And that is a bed for a tiny person.
It's actually really comfortable.
It is pretty comfortable. They're memory foam cushions, so it's not bad actually. As long as you're not too tall. And
I could even sleep here.
yeah, you could sleep there as long as you don't want to stretch your legs too much. If you have kids, this probably would work out just fine. Or a drunk friend.
Or a dog.
So I tried to incorporate as many outlets as I could. We have AC and DC outlets with dual USB on each one. So you'll see them here, 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 there, and there's also one hidden below there if you need that for some reason. Moving back over here, we have kind of the control center. This is the battery monitor, has a lot of great information. It shows how much power you're using, how much power you have left, how much time, if you continue using the same amount of power, how long before the battery would run out. This is the diesel heater control here, which also runs off a remote. I'll show you that in a minute. And this is the switch to turn the inverter on. And the only thing that runs off the inverter are the AC outlets and the TV. Everything else runs off DC, so you don't really need the inverter to be on too often. So the van's very efficient. This is a full-size bed. It's a 6-inch memory foam, and we built a nightstand with a lot of storage along the whole length of the bed on both sides. Check out the built-in dual cup holders, which is something I haven't really seen anyone else do.
That was dramatic.
Now my beautiful assistant will demonstrate all the conveniences of this bed. 1, the dual cup holders. 2, the remote for the heater. So you don't have to get out of bed to adjust the heater. You can just click the remote. Click. Good.
You can turn it up and down on this too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you can raise it, lower it, turn it on, off, whatever your heart desires. And we also have a remote for the fan right next to bed, a switch for the rear 2 lights, so you don't have to get out of bed to deal with the front lights. You can actually reach back behind the bed, I don't know if she knows this,
Oh, yeah.
and control the garage lights, which give a nice LED lighting at night. That's okay, we'll show that from the back.
There's also this handy dandy little nook you can put your reading book in.
Yes, we call that a shelf in the business. And the TV, I've just added a USB cable that connects to an HDMI cable and connects right to your phone, so you can just mirror whatever's on your phone, and you don't need any signal or anything to play whatever you have on your phone. I think that works out better. Now I think it's time to take you in the back and show you what we have in the garage.
All the boring stuff.
There was a bit of background noise, so I'll just voice over this clip. Here we have an all aluminum, very sturdy ladder by Prime Design. This will allow you to access the roof rack and clean off the solar panels when necessary. Let's take a look at what's up top. On the roof, we have 400 watts of solar panels. It's just a massive amount of power. When there is sun, the battery is almost always at 100%. This van was built to be overpowered, so you never have to worry about conserving power. You can also see the 2 Max Air fans from here, which can be opened and used even when it's raining because of their cover. One of the benefits of mounting the solar panels to the roof rack instead of to the van directly is you don't create any additional holes in the top of the van, which could potentially create water leaks down the road. Now let's take a look at the garage so I can show you how we store this power and how we distribute it. So moving on to the garage, the first thing you'll notice here is the light switch for the garage lighting. And as we mentioned earlier, you can reach this switch from bed, which creates a nice lighting effect at night. This is the refill tank for the diesel heater, and here is the unit on the left-hand side. The heater has 2 vents which can be pointed in any direction. The ventwork's all boxed in, so you can store stuff back here and not have to worry about crushing the ventwork. The reason I installed the diesel heater in the back instead of under the passenger seat like you see in a lot of other vans is so I could have one pointed at the water tank, so when you're traveling in the mountains or somewhere cold, the water tank won't freeze. The second vent is pointed forwards towards the cabin. Getting back to the solar system, we have two Battle-Born lithium-ion batteries, which in my opinion are the best batteries you can buy. They have a 10-year warranty, and no, they're not cheap. I'm using the Renogy DC to DC charge controller, so in addition to charging the battery with solar, this charge controller will also charge your batteries while you drive from the alternator. I think this is a far more advanced way to charge with the alternator than using a battery isolator switch, as the charge controller knows when it's appropriate to pull power from the alternator and in what quantity. It will also charge the vehicle's starter battery from the solar once the house batteries are full. The inverter is a 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter with 6,000 watts of surge power, which is massive. It's large enough to power a microwave if you wanted to add one to the counter, a hairdryer, and a blender, all at the same time. There is the option to connect to shore power by unplugging the yellow plug from the inverter and plugging that into a shore power connection. However, there's really no need to ever do that since the van has more than enough power on its own. Back here we have a fork-mounted bike rack for either a road bike or a mountain bike. There's enough room to fit actually two bikes under here if you add a second mount. All you do is lower the seat, remove the front wheel, and there's enough room to fit one bike and two surfboards. These are the surfboard racks, which can be popped in and out depending on how wide your board is or how many you have. You can also use them to lock in any cargo that you may be carrying back here so it doesn't move around while you drive. In the back of the van, we have a hose connection with a quick connect. And what's kind of cool is you can actually wash your van with your own van. This runs off a 25-gallon fresh water tank. And on the right-hand side of the van is the outdoor heated shower connected to a tankless water heater that runs off propane. You can connect a shower curtain between the two doors with some strong magnets. I prefer this water heater over the electric water heaters that only hold like 4 gallons of hot water and you have to turn them on like 30 minutes before you want to use it. With this, you have instant hot water and you can take up to 25 gallons of hot showers. To fill the water tank, we've included this 50-foot garden hose. It has a quick connect on one side and connects directly into the tank. You can fill up anywhere that has a hose connection. If you're somewhere that doesn't have a hose connection, or you're somewhere like Mexico where you wouldn't want to use the tap water in your freshwater tank, we also have this funnel with a quick connect on one end. And don't worry, it's not the same as the P funnel. The funnel will connect from the water tank and hook directly to the shower head holder so you can pour from your water source. The propane tank is located inside this airtight box, which has a vent pipe through the bottom of the van since propane is heavier than air. Thanks a lot for watching. That's going to wrap up this van tour video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you didn't like the van, well, hit that dislike button twice, okay? If you're interested in purchasing this van, leave a comment with your email address and I'll send you some more info, including the price. Keep in mind, this is not a budget build. Also, if you have any questions about the build, feel free to comment. I always try to reply to each and every comment.